Hey guys, I wanted to do a little bit of a sponsored video. I've never done anything like this before, but I just felt obligated to kind of give them a shout out at the Cox Automotive and Performance Shop. So if you guys are anywhere near and around Osceola, Arkansas, I think you should run in and give them your business. Be as safe as possible, of course, with the virus going on. But they're going to be able to help you with general auto repair, maintenance, upkeep, hot rods, performance, whatever you need to do. But I got a nice package in the mail the other day, and I just wanted to kind of share it with you guys. Alrighty then. So I got a package in the mail, and I knew it was coming, but I didn't really expect it to have so many presents in it. And it kind of blew me away, so I wanted to make sure and do a shout out to kind of show you. Number one, it's a really nice trucker snapback hat. I've been trying my best to keep it clean because I have been wearing it, but I don't want to ruin it, which I'm very good at. So I'm trying to keep that in good shape so that if and when we ever get to leave our home on a regular basis, I can wear it out and about. But I got this box, and you know, the fact that someone would put forth the kindness and send me something like this is really kind of beyond words. But it's literally a better version of my I call it my favorite die grinder, which is literally just the one I bought from Harbor Freight a few years back with this extended mandrel set up on it. But if you'll look, when I talked to Casey, he was like, hey, I found you a die grinder on the tool truck. I'm just going to send it to you. Well, I did not realize that it was going to be something this nice. And look at this thing. Never seen one like this before, but it's literally twice as long as an extension as my one I got from Harbor Freight. Yes, I didn't open the box on video. I apologize. I'll get chastised, I'm sure. But look at this thing. I haven't even used it yet because I want to keep it nice. I need to go get a new fitting for it, a nice new tight fitting for it. But I just can't believe, let's see, had to come from a Snap-on truck because it's Blue Point product. But I just can't believe how long the extended mandrel setup is. So when you're porting, you know what I mean, it gives you a lot of leverage, plus you can reach. Now of course you're gonna have to be careful of this cullet, the chuck or whatever. You don't want it to hit any part of the seat while you're porting. But this will come in super handy, especially for me and the way I have to port. But I just want to say thank you to Casey, and I can't believe someone sent me such a nice gift. So I thought, well, I'm gonna try to make some kind of a video and at least do a shout out for their automotive repair and performance shop, because I can't wait to give this thing a try. But then I noticed, because I got my hat, I got my new baller status die grinder, but check this out. I'm gonna have to do some research to figure out the best way to put these on. But he had sent a bunch of stickers. This one, best I can tell, goes from the inside out. I've never done before, but I'm gonna have to figure it out because I'm planning on putting this on my Blazer somewhere. But it's a nice Cox Automotive. It's got the same pickup truck logo, performance. And he's also gave me the regular Cox Automotive and performance stickers. This is the white, and this is the black. I'm really thankful. I appreciate it. I try not to ask for much in my videos, and every once in a while somebody will send me something and it just blows my mind how you know, generous people can be when they send you stuff for just someone they met off through a YouTube channel. But I try to come off genuine, you know, and try to be honest with everybody. And I do the best I can on everything I work on. So hopefully that comes through in the videos. Where I'm at right now, guys, my air compressor broke. Well, not the compressor, but the pressure switch broke. It got to where it wouldn't turn on or off with the little breaker point. It's almost like a breaker point setup down inside that on-off switch, which it's a homemade air compressor where I took a 30-gallon Craftsman vertical and grafted on a bigger belt-style compressor unit years and years ago. My friend Andy Settles helped me build it. Well, we were using the controls for that Craftsman pancake style compressor to control this thing, and apparently eventually it just gave up. So what I'm doing is I'm upgrading to a pressure switch, which was supposed to be here Monday, but apparently according to the virus restrictions on shipping, they've now delayed my delivery of that said pressure switch until they say by the 13th, which is a big pain in the neck. But what I'm doing is I'm going to upgrade it. Like the pressure switch I had on there before was only set up to go to 150 pounds, and then it would hit the pop-off valve or pressure relief valve. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to a pressure switch that's set up for 175 pounds that matches the compressor I put on there, and I'm going to put a pressure relief valve, which did come in, at 200 pounds, because I found on my 150 pound setup, sometimes 145 to 150 pounds, the old pressure relief thing would pop off. And of course, when that happens, it scares you and everybody in the county because it's super loud. But I'm gonna go ahead and go 25 pounds over my tank, what I want my tank pressure to be when I'm working. One thing that's cool is the new pressure switch I'm gonna put on has a max pressure of 175, but it kicks back on if it drops below, it was either 135 or 145, but it has a tighter window, so it's not gonna go as low on the tank pressure before the compressor kicks back in to replenish that air that I'm using on my grinding tools. But like I said, the virus has struck again, and it has delayed my shipment because it's considered non-essential. So they've delayed that a week, which isn't horrible, but I need to get this thing back together because I've got a couple of set of cylinder heads I need to work on. But I just wanted to share that with you, tell you where I was at in my own personal life. Basically what I gotta do, what I was supposed to be doing, is cleaning up the hot side piping for my Blazer project, and getting it painted, wrapped, so we can install it on the Blazer for the last time. You can't do that if your air compressor isn't working, so trying to find a workaround on that. And I've got way too much of this stuff, but I just didn't know how much to buy. And I know the titanium seems to hold up better over time, like it doesn't deteriorate and look like crap as fast. So I just went titanium on all of it. One of these rolls was supposed to be a 1-inch wide, and the vendor sent me this big fat stuff, so I'm gonna try to make that work. I did pick up this DEI tool for doing the little metal straps. Richard said I didn't need it, but man, it looks like a really big time saver. It's basically just a 1/4 inch, looks almost like a 1/4 inch extension that has a slot cut in the end of it. And it allows you to do these metal ties tighter, and then I don't know if they break off after you get them as tight as they can, or if you gotta cut them, because it doesn't really give you much instructions on it, but it says secures locking ties fast, so we'll find out, I guess. So there, I got to get that done so I can get my hot side back on my Blazer for the last time. That would be a blessing, because with this whole virus thing, I haven't had anybody make any time to safely, you know, go over to Richard's and work on it, because nobody wants to catch a deadly virus if they don't have to. I picked up a 2001 GMC Yukon XL. Originally, I got it just as a payment, like a partial payment on a set of cylinder heads. And then I was like, man, I could flip this thing, but the thing runs and drives so good. I've decided to kind of fix it up a little bit and just keep it around as like a little local daily driver tow vehicle, to where I could tow the Blazer around if we ever get off lockdown. That'd be awesome. But I went on that line the other night, and you can pick up these NGK G-Power, which are the platinum plugs for the old Yukon, real cheap. I think they were like 20 bucks or less. But I figure I'll put a tune-up on it, because we were chasing an amp draw on that Yukon, where if you start it and drove it every day, you never noticed a problem at all. If you let it set a full 24 hours, it would kind of drag when it started. But once you go over that, about a 24 to 28 hour window, it got to where it didn't want to start. So we started running draw tests, trying to track down where this power was going. And it turned out, first we thought it was coming through the gauge cluster, because apparently that's like the #1 complaint online or on Google, that the clusters somehow have a silver migration of the circuits in the cluster that somehow short each other, which causes the malfunctions inside the cluster, and it causes an amp draw that'll make your battery go dead. Well, we're not 100% that was the main cause, because we tracked it down to, I think it was called a SOI1 fuse that controls your, I think it said radio and like something to do with like cellular wireless installation or something goofy like that. Because when I pulled that out, the amp draw was gone. So basically, now that I've kind of got a handle on where that stupid leak down or that drawdown was coming from, because trust me, jump starting your vehicle every 2 days isn't really what you want to do. But I thought, well, while I'm under the hood, I'm going to check this thing out. It still has the original 2001 serpentine belt. So you know what I mean? Like, while I'm doing these amp tests and draw tests, and I'm looking at the alternator and I'm trying to go through the fuse box, I look over and I notice this thing still has the original serpentine belt on it from the factory. But the odd part is the rib side of it has no cracking at all. The only thing I've ever noticed is on like a dead cold start in the morning, it kind of squeaks. And as soon as it starts to get a little friction heat in it, the squeak goes away. But, you know, who wants a 19-year-old serpentine belt on a vehicle you're planning on driving? So, definitely going to be replacing the serpentine belt. Going to throw a set of plugs in it. And I might change the plug wires, or at least ohm them. Because what I've noticed is on a dead slow idle, because keep in mind those factory like '01 vehicles like that, the idle really low, like 550, 575 RPM. I noticed it just feels like it's got a little miss in it. So I'm like, okay, you know, we'll find out if a fresh set of plugs will fix it. If not, I have plug wires I can swap on it. Maybe that'll fix it. If it's an injector or something along those lines, I've talked to Richard about having him completely rebuild flow and fix up just a stock set of injectors for it, so I can swap them out. And you know, like I said, it drives fine. The transmission shifting strong. I think it's going to be a good little driver for me once I figure out all these little hiccups. But you know, the amount of money I've got in it is low enough that even if I had to sell it or flip it, I'm still going to win on that front. But I really like it. and I could use it for various other portions of my life, so we're going to try that route. So basically that's just a short update of where I'm at as far as trying to fix the air compressor so I can get back to work, tuning up my newly acquired Yukon, trying to get some headway on that stupid Blazer. You know, maybe if I was smart and figured out, you know, is the world coming to an end, maybe I should sell the Blazer, who knows. But at this point, we're just going to keep moving forward. I don't know. This whole thing is so out of the ordinary for anything I've ever experienced or even read about in school. I don't even know what's going to happen. So I just figure, get up every morning and do whatever you normally do and try to stay safe, wash your hands, and don't be licking any doorknobs or anything. Again, if you guys are anywhere near Cox Automotive down in Arkansas, and that's going to be in or near like the Osceola, Arkansas area, give them a call. You know, let them know you saw or heard about it on the YouTube, and hopefully they'll be able to help you out and get you going again. So that's my little short update. I'll try to get another update here not shortly on that next set of 862s I've been working on, and I might do a little short video showing the Yukon and kind of how we went through the process of tracking down that stupid amp draw, because it was about to make me pull my hair out and I don't have any to spare. So what do you got to say about that? Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, subscribe, and share.